Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hubris in StarCraft 2 and this is a promotional and tutorial video for my new StarCraft 2 custom map, Master Commander. Alright, Master Commander is a 1 vs 1 turn-based strategy game similar to some old school RPGs like Final Fantasy Tactics, Ogre Tactics, Fire Emblem, and some more recent games which I haven't played. This is going to be a real quick tutorial on low graphics settings because the last recording I made almost melted my video card. So I'm going to unpause it here real quick and start the game. So in the beginning, players choose a battlefield, a base, and their desired turn duration from 20 to 40 seconds. Before combat starts, you pick 5 or 6 units depending on the battlefield from this pylon. Tier 2. From this pylon right here, which I'm going to do right now, just pick whatever. It's probably going to lag just a little bit in the beginning. Okay. What else? And that one. Alright, so before I continue, I want to thank Sporadic, the Hammer, and this person who's helping right now, I Give Up. They've all been really helpful in beta testing and testing this recording. I found that there's a pretty steep initial learning curve to the game, simply because it's just not like any other Battle.net map and it's not too self-explanatory at first go, so I'm gonna jump right into it once the time starts. When the fight starts, the map will be cleared and you'll see your opponent on the other side. In this case, I give up. Thank you, buddy. And the turn system will run and pick the first unit. The first unit will be the Commando, either mine or his, because it is currently the fastest class in the game, and he loves the Commando. It's his favorite. So picked his. Each turn, a unit can move with the E hotkey and perform 2 to 3 actions per turn, depending on the class. The first round of turns is usually the positioning buffing phase until we get in range of each other. Most units don't have an attack that can reach across the map, but a few do. So the Commando has Inspire, which is a buff for his allies that increases their speed by 1 or by 10 for a limited amount of time. So I'm going to finish marching forward, and when you're done with your turn, you press the end turn button on the top right. On the top left is the turn order predictor, which is now 100% accurate. Underneath each unit icon is a number. The number indicates how many TUs until the unit's next turn. A TU is this game's basic time unit. It's like a second in real-time strategy games or RPGs, except it's like time freezes whenever it's a unit's turn. Move this guy, do some initial buffs. This is a Guardian. He's a kind of a tank protector unit. TUs govern the duration of most buffs and debuffs, like how fast an overtime effect ticks, and it marks the time for certain casted or channeled abilities to complete, which I will explain in a bit. For more complete explanation of how the turn system works, you can read the how to play in-game tips right here in the help menu, or you can look at any of the tutorials that I'm going to have written up on any of the forums that I'll link to this video, and vice versa. So on the top right there are 2 timers. The bottom one is the current turn time remaining, and the top red one is a reserve time. When your turn starts, the bottom clock runs down. If it runs out, your reserve time clock will start, and if you run out of reserve time, then your turn will automatically end. If you end your turn early while there's still normal time remaining, then a fraction of the remaining time gets stored as your reserve time. So I'm going to end my time before it chews it up. You typically want to end your turn as soon as possible, so your reserve time can build up, and so later when you need to think about your moves, you can have this stack of time that you can tap into to think about better choices, better moves and abilities to use, and better timings for your decisions. So if you want a more relaxed and slower paced game, you can pick a longer turn duration in the beginning of the game in the help menu or the beginning menu, or if you want a faster, more intense gameplay, then you can pick a shorter duration. The shortest is currently 20 seconds, and that has some really intense gameplay. One of the other things that TUs affect time units that I explained earlier is cast times. I'm going to cast one of the Psi Templar's abilities called Psi Storm. Oh yeah, Psi Storm, but it's a channel time. This is kind of the channeled effect that comes up, animation. So after 3 TUs, which will be next, there's no units about to have their turn soon next. So this will cast in a little bit after I end its turn. I'm gonna buff another unit and end. So it's counting TUs, TUs, and then it casts the ability. So I'm gonna continue. Yeah. So when a turn is ended, if the unit has any unused action points or move points, then its next turn will come up a bit faster. There's a bit of incentive to use moves efficiently, because any unused spaces will return 4 energy towards the next turn, and any unused terrazine, each unit gets 6 per turn. So at each point unused will give 9 energy towards the next turn. So, and it takes a unit 100 energy for its next turn to come up. So its next turn is eligible once it has more than 100 energy. So if a unit doesn't act at all, it'll get 54 energy towards its next turn, which is only halfway to a turn. So it's usually best to use all the action points during a turn, but sometimes you'd want to save move points if you want to get a slight edge over faster turns over your opponent. The third resource is minerals. This is his favorite ability. So stronger than average abilities use minerals, and they're usually bound to the G key. I'm going to use one for the commando right now. They usually do more damage or more healing, or has some kind of special effect, like maybe a mind control or something. And they have just different effects depending on different units. Whichever unit uses it. This Immortals just has a simple direct damage heavy attack that he just charges up and does more damage than his average normal attack, about double, a bit more than double. So that is mostly it. There is a reset move button by the command card that you can press to reset any moves, if in case you mess up on something, and it'll refund your movement points for you. There's a forfeit button on the bottom left, which you can use to end a current battle in case you think you're losing, and there's a rematch option at the end to if you want to verse your current opponent again. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna have a few posts where I'll have how to play in text that I'll link to this video, and yeah, I'll have this video linked to those posts as well. My goal with this map is for it to be a new type of game that can be relaxed or intense and competitive. So if you're a ladder player or a competitive gamer, you might enjoy it as a break from the white knuckle ladder games. It only requires 2 people to start, and it's well balanced already. There's always more balance work, but it's pretty well balanced at the moment. So if you're interested in the gameplay or just something new, it's really fun. I've gotten a lot of positive reviews from beta tester, positive feedback. So hope you try it out and enjoy it, and thanks for watching.